Hi there, Warriors, and welcome to a new series on the Uruguayan Heroes YouTube channel. Charrúas abroad, the weekly roundup. From now on, every Monday, we will look back at the past weekend and pick out the outstanding performances of all Uruguayans all over the world. And this week, we start with no other than Manuel Ugarte. Ugarte was signed by Sporting Club de Portugal past transfer window. He was playing only for 6 months for Famalicão after coming over from Phoenix, but he was impressing every week in Portugal. And so now the reigning Portuguese champions managed to sign him. But at the start of the season, until now, he has not been able to really make an impact. The midfield of Sporting has been fixed with Palinha and Mateus Nunes. And these players have been doing really well. So it's hard for him to get a starting spot. But on Friday, when most international players were still coming back, he got a chance to play in the Portuguese Cup. He played the full game and he had a good performance, a solid performance. The Sporting fans liked his performance and seeing him a possible replacement for in the future for Palinha. He's still 19 years of age. So yeah, it's a long way to go. And he shows his talent and he shows that he is on the good way, on the right way. And this season, probably he will not play a lot of minutes, but every minute he will play, he has to take his chance and he's to make the most of it. And it will help him to grow as a player because Sporting, and I think the Portuguese league overall, is a brilliant environment for Uruguayans or for South Americans to make their first steps in European football whenever they come from South America. So yeah, it's good to see, and hopefully he can keep adding more minutes in the coming weeks when the fixtures will be becoming really congested. So many games will be played in a week. Yeah. Moving on to the Saturday, which was a really busy day for the Uruguayan national team in terms of Oscar Tabares' position, but we will not talk about this anymore. So yeah, we will focus on the football that was being played. And one of the players that stood out from a Uruguayan perspective was Damian Suarez. I watched this game fully, and he was just really, really good, solid, aggressive, good on the ball, and yeah, just proved his quality once again. And for years, he has been one of the best consistent right backs in Spanish football for Getafe. And he is an aggressive and nasty side to him, but he's also a good player. And for me, it's just a shame that he's never been given a chance for the Uruguayan national team, because it's just clear that he's the best Uruguayan right back around, in my opinion. But yeah, that's the way it goes. And hopefully maybe he can still have a chance, but his age, he's 32, 33. So yeah, his best years probably will end soon. But yeah, he's a good player, and he had another good performance this weekend against Levante. Moving on to the MLS, one of the Uruguay internationals came back and immediately made an appearance and also made an impact. Only 12 minutes after being subbed on, Brian Rodriguez gave an assist, which was a really good assist. He was in a battle for the ball, 50 yards from the opposing goal. So basically on his own half still, and he beat his opponent for the ball and he dribbled past really in a burst of speed, as we know he can. He's really explosive. He beat his opponent, and he was composed and gave an assist, gave the ball wide to the middle to his teammate, and he scored. And it was a good assist. It was a good individual play. And this is also what we want to see. We want to see end product. We all know he's a good dribbler, but end product is something really important for wingers. And for me, in some areas or in some periods of his career, he has shown it. For Uruguay, when he debuted, he scored, I think, 4 goals or 3 goals in 6 games. Also had some really good, not assists because they weren't scored, but some really good build-up play where he set up his teammates. So he can have this end product, but he is also a young player, so he will be inconsistent. But for him, as he is developing, as he is getting more minutes, he has to make sure that he gets more consistent and also more consistent in his end product. So score more, give more assists. And I know, and I think we all know he's capable of doing this. But yeah, with young players, like I said, you sometimes get the high and sometimes the low, and he has to get through this. And yeah, he has every potential to be an important player for Uruguay and also to make a career in Europe. So it's good to see that he has an impact this weekend for the LAFC. and hopefully he can continue it and keep developing as a player. Because, yeah, like I said, he can be an important player for Uruguay. Moving on to Italy, one of yeah, the oldies, as I would call him, which is not disrespectful, but it's just the truth if you look at age. One of the oldies of the Uruguayan national team scored a goal, and he scored for Cagliari against Sampdoria in Serie A action, and it meant he is now scored with 5 different clubs in the Italian league, which is, well, quite something, because as a defender to do this, you can take your head off to this, because it's not been done by many players. I believe so, at least. So yeah, it's good to see. Always good to see Uruguayans do well. Does it change my opinion that he should not be in the Uruguay national team anymore? No, it doesn't. But that's a different debate. Purely looking at last Sunday, at yesterday, that he scored the goal, that he had a good performance, helped Cagliari win. Brilliant. I'm really glad for him. So yeah. Also in Italy, but one league below in the Serie B, Cesar Falletti scored 2 goals for his club Ternana. And Falletti is doing really well in Italian football for many years. He has helped Ternana from Serie C to Serie B, and now he is in this level. He is also showing his quality, and I like it. I obviously like big stars, Suarez, Cavani, people like this, great players doing well, and I will tune in every week to see it and to watch it. But I also like just as much see players who are a little bit more unknown do well and well, basically be an impact or have an impact on a club or on a league. So yeah, hopefully he can continue his form and maybe get Ternana into the fight for Serie A action. So maybe for promotion, who knows? It's just very good to see, and I'm glad for him. Moving to Turkey, one of the players that has probably been well, he was at LAFC, did really well, became MLS top scorer, and many people were calling for him to be called up to the national team. He's gotten 1 call up, not anymore. Maybe we will see him back. Now he's doing well in Fenerbahce in Turkey, because he is doing well. Let's get it right. He scored against Trabzonspor this weekend. And like you see in the video here, he's also full of confidence to show his ability. And his step up to Europe is not, well, it's gone really well. First 2 or 3 games, he had to adapt a little bit, but now he is finding his feet, finding his confidence, and he's scoring and assisting goals. And yeah, just showing his ability, his quality as a player, which we all know he has. So yeah, it's good to see. Fenerbahce is a huge club. He's playing for the title there. He's playing in Europa League. It's his first step in Europe. Who knows what comes next? I mean, like I said before, Portugal is a good league to make your first steps in Europe. But Turkey is, although a really different culture, is also a league where if you do well, you can step up and make the next step in Europe to a big league, a huge league. And we will see if he does this. It's just positive to see him adapting quite quickly after a few games to the level of Europe. So yeah, hopefully he can continue it, and he can be an important player for Fenerbahce and maybe help them to titles this season. We will see. Then we go to one of the Uruguay internationals who played against Brazil, and only a few days later he has played the full 90 minutes for Juventus in their 1-0 win against AS Roma, in which Matias Vinha also played. Did quite well in my opinion. First half he was a little bit shaky. Second half he was really good for Matias Vinha for AS Roma. But Bentancur, he was really solid throughout the game. Really good performance. And I really like the way Allegri is playing him. He was tried in the regista role, the holding midfield role, by Pirlo and also by Maurizio Sarri. But it was just proven that this is not his best role. And Allegri, I remember when he was working for TV in Italy, I read some quotes that he was also saying this. So when he was playing this position for Pirlo, he said, well, Bentancur can maybe play 1 or 2 games in this role, but you cannot count on him as the starting regista. He's not. This is not the type of player he is. And when he came in this past well, after the season that well, really went badly for Juventus, nearly qualified for Champions League. Afterwards, Allegri came in, and immediately he is recognized what is Bentancur's best position, and this is a box-to-box midfielder. He is now getting in both boxes, trying to make an impact in the opposing box, trying to, well, get on the score sheet as well. He's not managed to do so yet, but he's getting more in the opposing box than I've ever seen him for Juventus. And he plays besides mostly Manuel Locatelli, who's a really good holding midfielder, a bit more calm, also a bit more solid. I mean, Bentancur is really good defensively in terms of the work he does, but he can be a bit reckless and a bit over the edge sometimes. So I think this role, if he keeps playing him there, and if Bentancur can keep perfecting this role, because certainly he has many things to learn yet. But for me, there's real potential of him being, reaching his potential in this role, and his potential is to be one of the best midfielders in Europe. If he will do this, if he can do this, we will all see. But for me, their potential is certainly there. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to move a little bit to South America, because Uruguay obviously have many players doing well in South America, in Brazil, in Argentina, in Colombia, in Ecuador, in Peru, or everywhere you see Uruguayans are doing well, and that is great to see. And another one who is doing well is Joaquin Piqueras, the left back, who played the second half against Brazil on last Thursday. Played the full 90 minutes for Palmeiras on Sunday against Internacional, and the team won 1-0, and he had a really good performance. Didn't watch the game myself, but I had contact with many fans in the Palmeiras fan base, Palmeiras, I'm sorry, and they were really positive of him, of his performance. Say he's really solid in defense, secure, and yeah, they just really like him. And after Matias Vinha, who was a revelation for Palmeiras, they seem to have another Uruguayan left back who is doing well, and maybe who will leave to Europe soon. But yeah, that is just the reality of South American football. When a player is doing really well in your club, and yeah, basically reaching a really high level, then you always have to fear that a European team will be looking at him. But for the moment being, he's developing into a really important player for Palmeiras, and that is great to see. Yeah, the final player I want to pick out, and I want to really have a little bit of talk about, is Sebastian Vieira, the goalkeeper of Junior Barranquilla. And well, he's not only a goalkeeper, he can score goals, and you can see it there. Beautiful free kick, and it's his third free kick for the club in 2021. It is 11th free kick goal for the club, or his 11th goal for the club. I think they're all free kicks, I'm pretty sure, but even then, 11 goals for a goalkeeper is absolutely mad. And it reminds me a little bit of Ruggeri Seni, the Sao Paulo legend. And it's just funny and fantastic at the same time to see a goalkeeper being able to pull this off. And great on him. He is also been Uruguay goalkeeper for a few games in 2004, a few games in 2009, and 2008. He played a few games, but afterwards he's never been really, been in contention of being the Uruguay goalkeeper. But anyway, he's doing well, and he's still going strong, even though he is in his late 30s. So it's great to see. Okay, finally, then we are going to pick our player of the week, and I have got an idea of who I want to pick. Let me have a look. I'm going for this guy, Cesar Falletti, doing well in Italy, scoring 2 goals for his club. A few weeks ago, he was scoring a goal against Buffon. He's the club top goal scorer, and one of the top scorers in the Serie B as well. And yeah, I think his weekend, his performance deserves some recognition. And for me, he is the Uruguayan Heroes player of this week. Let me know your opinion. Who is your player of the week? Maybe you think Diego Rossi or someone else. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you find of the video. Do you like the series? Hopefully you do, obviously. And while you're at it, subscribe to the video if you're not already, and like it as well. And then hopefully we will see each other soon. And then I wish you a good day, a fine day for today. Bye-bye.